marksmanship.
My apologies.
That's all right.
See, I told you I know how to screw this up.
That's okay. You're lucky I'm not doing it. I'll tell you that right now.
Fair enough.
I still got that on the screen. Hang on a second. All right. For young people to learn firearm safety and basic marksmanship, to introduce the shooting to community members and educate them about shooting, to use the shooting sports as a vehicle to help young people develop discipline, concentration, sportsmanship, and responsibility. That's a great part about this. It's not like the sports where they sit on the sidelines and don't get to play except once in a while. Everybody gets to participate. The Department of Colorado American Legion Junior Shooting Program is governed by the rules outlined in the National Standard 3-Position Air Rifle Rule Book, and the website is listed below for anyone that would like to pull up the rule book. And the next slide. Okay, today the shooting program and shooting sports are an important recreational activity in America, and I was surprised about a lot of this information. 70 million people own firearms, with over half of all U.S. households containing at least one firearm. Tens of thousands of competitors participate in matches from neighborhood tournaments to the Olympic Games. More than 20 million hunting licenses are issued annually in the United States, generating vast sums for the conservation of wildlife and wildlife habitat. Marksmanship is a proud part of our state and national heritage. Skilled American riflemen have played a deciding role in all our nation's wars and conflicts. There is call for expert marksmen in the exciting sport of competitive shooting. In recent years, the United States has been a dominant force in international shooting competition. Competitive marksmanship does not require great physical strength or size. Even though physical fitness and stamina are important, mental qualities determine whether a shooter will ever become a champion. Being able to concentrate completely on a task and being able to relax under pressure are two keys to success. What is shooting? Shooting is a skill sport. Skills learned in shooting are valuable in other aspects of life. Learning to hit a target teaches self-discipline and self-control. Learning to hold a firearm steady and hit the target teaches concentration. Knowing the shooter alone is ultimately responsible for his or her performance teaches self-reliance and enhances individual esteem. Shooting is a participation sport. That's what I just mentioned. No one has to sit on the sidelines and watch. This active involvement is important because sports are fun when young people can participate personally instead of watching others. Persons with disabilities also can take part in shooting, often alongside other shooters in the match. Shooting is an Olympic sport. The Summer Olympics have rifle, pistol, running, game target, and shotgun shooting events. The Winter Olympics have the biathlon event that combines cross-country skiing and shooting. Shooting is the third most popular Olympic sport. I did not know that. Only two sports, track and boxing, regularly have more participating nations. Shooting is a safe sport. Injuries are very rare in target shooting, and actually records are not even kept on that. So shooting is safe because it has a strict code of safety and that all shooters follow. Next slide. Shooting is a lifetime sport. Persons of all ages participate successfully in shooting. Shooting is a sport for girls and boys. Girls and boys compete equally in shooting. Recent state and national junior shooting championships and the American Legion Junior Air Rifle state and national championships have been won by both girls and boys. Last year's champion was a girl. Okay, checklist for starting a program. Identify your leadership. The shooting club leader will need to be qualified to instruct the basics of gun safety and marksmanship. Qualification to instruct can be obtained by completing a NRA, CMP, or USA shooting instructor coach certification course. Again, here's the website for that for the folks in charge to obtain a coaching certificate. Affiliate with the Department Junior Shooting Sports Program. Simply complete the application form and return it to the current Department JSSP chairman. Affiliation will automatically place your program on the Department Junior Shooting mailing list. Check your insurance coverage. This is really critical because insurance is very important when you're participating in these events. It's critically important that you make certain that your post has liability coverage if you are going to be conducting marksmanship instruction at your post home. If you plan on locating the operation of your club in some other facility, you will need to check their insurance also. If your post coverage is not adequate, you may wish to look into an additional rider to your post policy or investigate some specific shooters coverage. So insurance is really vital. Whoops. It went back, Chip, the other way.
Okay, my bad.
Okay. One of the great advantages of firing air rifles is that the range can be set up just about anywhere. Most meeting areas and most post homes can serve as an air rifle range, depending on the number of firing points you wish to have. There are some minimum requirements. The shooting distance, and this stuff is pretty technical, but the shooting distance measured from the target to the edge of the firing line closest to the shooter must be 10 meters or 33 feet. The firing line and firing point must be marked so that the instructor and shooter can see it. The firing line is the front edge of the firing point. The firing point is in the area immediately to the rear of the firing line, and that is designated for one shooter. The recommended minimum width of each firing point is 1 meter or 39.4 inches. The recommended minimum length is 2.2 meters or 88.6 inches. There must be one firing point for each target set. There must be ample room behind the firing point for the instructor to move freely. The recommended total length of the range should be 14.2 meters or approximately 47 feet. The equipment that will be needed, and that's one thing we were just talking about, it can be expensive if we don't, if you can't get a grant, or get an outfit that'll sponsor you too. A lot of times they have these shooting places who will sponsor one of the applicants. Equipment that will be needed includes backstops, traps, safety glasses, hearing protection, kneeling rolls, shooting mats, spotting scopes, pellets, slings, and air rifles. All air rifles and equipment must comply with paragraph 4.2 of the National Standard 3-Position Air Rifle Rule Book. Okay, how do we start up a program? First of all, you form a committee of about 6 members. Now, this isn't set in stone, but remember, you can do it alone. Look for people with military shooting experience, which most of us have, especially if you're in the Army. Though not yet mandated, all members should submit their names for a background check. Check your post insurance to be sure it covers the shooting program. Most insurance covers you on post, but not if you travel for competition. At least one member must be an NRA certified rifle instructor, and all should become NRA certified in the near future. One member should be an NRA certified range safety officer. And again, it's better if all are certified. It's just like a post or a writers group or any place else. You need to pick a president, a vice president, a secretary, finance officer. This will be necessary when you form a shooting club and affiliate with the NRA, CMP, and American Legion Junior Shooting. You must affiliate the club, not the post, with these organizations. The club will need to have bylaws. These will be needed when applying for NRA grants, which you guys were talking about in the future. You need to find a facility for your shooting range that is at least 25 feet wide and 40 feet long. That will allow you to set up an official 10-meter, 33-foot shooting range with 6 shooting positions. You can also use this as your classroom. You need to obtain range and shooting equipment. Again, it can be a little expensive. Rifles can be obtained directly from Daisy and range equipment, such as mats, kneeling rolls, spotting scopes, offhand stands, etc., from Creedmoor Sports. Target stands can be made with 2x2 material backed with 16 gauge steel.
That's the way we started originally with our 2x2s.
Yeah.
Until we got the grant from the NRA for the Creedmoor range.
Okay. Yeah. Ken, just jump in there, Ken. I can see your face now, man.
Yeah. Hey, I figured out how to turn it, sit on the camera. So I turned the camera.
You need to raise funds to buy all of your equipment. A good way to do this is to hold a gun raffle. Needed equipment is expensive. CO2 rifles run around $469 each. Shooting mats are $90 each, etc. The NRA and CMP have courses that can be used for this program. You will need to decide what course to use and which instructors will teach what part of the course if you are a team coach.
Team teaching, yeah.
I lost the page. Team teaching. For more information, contact one of the junior sports chairman listed. I've got myself, my cell phone, my email address, and then I've got Ken there. He runs Southern Colorado, his cell phone and his email address.
I just wanted to say about the rifles. We started out with CO2 rifles, but we really don't recommend them anymore. They're just a lot more trouble than the pre-charged pneumatics. The pneumatics, you just screw a tube into the scuba tank and watch the gauge, turn it on and off, and you're done in less than a minute. But the CO2s, they go through a lot of seals. They take a lot more maintenance. You have to weigh the gas tubes in order to fill them. They have to be cold and then they have to be weighed. So they work fine. They shoot just as straight and just as hard, but there's just more maintenance to them. I don't know, Chip, if you guys ever had any of those or not, but.
No, you guys were operating the CO2s when we were starting up, and you showed me how you load the CO2s and how you load the regular rifles, and we went straight to the regular rifles.
Yes, everybody probably should. We just thought when we started, we had the old pump type rifles.
Oh yeah.
They were pneumatic, but you had to pump them each time, and that was bad because you had to get out of position to pump it and so forth. So we thought, boy, those CO2s will be great, and they were better than the pump rifles, but they're just too much maintenance to them. Anyway, pneumatics are the way to go.
Well, Ken, you're the expert, man. I don't know if anyone has any questions, but anything that you want to throw in there, Ken, feel free to do so.
Okay.
You've got a lot more knowledge than I do on setting up programs and how many young folks you can have and all of that pertinent information.
You're kind of limited, like at 209, we're limited by the size of our main meeting room. So we can only have 6 firing points. So you can have 6 kids shooting at one time, but then we always recruit 12 because we go through quizzes and things too. So we'll have 6 shooting and 6 reviewing quizzes and things like that. And then we'll just reverse. And that way it keeps them occupied, because you'll soon learn if you don't keep them occupied, it degenerates fast. They'll be off in the corner doing something they shouldn't. But anyway, we've had real good luck with all our kids. We haven't had any big problems at all.
I know I've sent a couple your way.
Well, I know when we started our program, we fought for a place to meet. The churches were the biggest thing for us because we don't have a post. So we're at a church out east here that has a meeting hall that's probably about I'd say 30 by 40, which is just perfect for the class. And we conduct. We don't do it like Ken does. We do them all together. So we keep ourselves limited to 10 students. So the meeting hall is set up for the classroom initially. We score the tests, we go through the class, we do the practical work. Then we break down the classroom. The range is already set up by the students. We break down on the mats and we start shooting right away. And everybody shoots, and you got to be prudent with your time, because if you dawdle around too much, you'll end up being there 2-3 hours each night. So we try to get out of there at 2 hours, because these kids, they got school, they got other exterior programs, they've got all kinds of stuff going on. So you got to compete for their attention, and so we try and keep them busy, just like Ken says. Can't have kids sitting around, or they'll be trying to get in trouble some way.
Kids are busy, We start at 6:30 and we can go as long as 8:30, but a lot of times we're out of there before 8:30. We set our range up on Wednesday because we do marksmanship, NRA marksmanship, which is something the kids can do after they graduate the basic class. They shoot for their rockers for pro marksman, sharpshooter, expert, and all that. So it gives them somewhere to go other than just do the course and they're done. It works out good. So we set up the range and everything, have marksmanship. We've got 15 kids participating this time, which is the most we've ever had, I believe. So anyway, so we leave everything set up, and then the new class comes in on Thursday night, and we go 6:30 to 8:30 or thereabouts. Then we take the range down. It's all got to be put away and chairs set up and all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of work and a lot of commitment to this. People have to realize you definitely can't do it by yourself, like the slide was saying. You got to have help. And
you don't, to your point, that point there specifically, Ken, you never want to be alone with a child anyway. So
exactly, very true. You want to avoid, like we go back and get a rifle, you always want 2 people.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to just you and a kid go pick up a rifle in the back. It's things like that. I mean, it sounds like nothing, but just one little incident can, whether you're guilty or whether you're not, it puts a cloud over your program and it could ruin your program.
Yep.
So you got to be really careful with that. What else do we need to know? Anybody got questions about anything? Oops, can't hear you, Dean.
No, I don't hear any.
Because I was muted.
Ah,
The question is, and it has to do with shooting, but not the activity. Do you guys still want to be on the committee for the shooting sports?
Pity for the
Dean's,
shooting.
Dean's a politician, man.
I'm learning.
Yeah.
No, I'm fine with it. I wish I was more knowledgeable about it, but I'm learning.
Well, it's like I said when I started, I didn't have any idea how much I didn't know. And the more you get into it, the more you learn. And I've gone through the NRA rifle class and up to a level 1 coach and also a range safety officer. Now, it doesn't have to be NRA. We do that because Ron Noakes gives those classes and he does them cheap for us, and that's a good way to get them certified. So we started out with 9 instructors in the beginning, and people kept leaving, and here and there, all of a sudden we were down to 2, myself and Jesse Wade. But now we've got some more people through the NRA classes. And so we've gained 3 now that have been actively helping. So
Good.
you can do it with 5, but 2 is not enough.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
I'd like to have at least 1 instructor per 2 students. So if you've got 10 students, you want about 5 instructors there.
Yeah. Well, as far as the committee, I don't mind being on a committee. I just
Posse comitatus, it's done.
Yeah, it's easy for me if I have somebody ask a question, I just call Ken.
So, hey, Ken, do you guys got a class going on right now?
Yes, we always start the second week of February for 10 weeks and the
Okay.
second week of September for 10 weeks. So we're
And
halfway.
what night is your class?
The class is Thursday night. Marksmanship is Wednesday night.
Okay, so you got one Wednesday and Thursday currently ongoing.
Yeah, there's not really that much instruction on Wednesday because the kids on Wednesday have been through it, and they know about the sitting position. I mean, the standing position, the kneeling position, the prone position. Not sitting. We don't do sitting, but anyway, the instructional part. If anybody wanted to ever come and set in on one of our classes, they're sure more than
Well,
welcome.
that's exactly my point for Larry and Dean if he's ever interested.
Yeah.
So you
Right.
run yours at post 209, and on Thursday nights is probably the best night. Post 2008 is going to start their next class on the 28th of March. That's day 1. So that's their in processing, their initial instruction and talk through. It's a lot of classroom, but we always try and have the students shoot each and every time, because them kids come here to shoot. They don't want to sit in the classroom and listen to old guys talk.
Yeah, we don't do it quite that well. The first night is all safety and so forth, range commands and who can call a ceasefire, things like that.
Anybody.
But then by the end of the class that first night, we have them pick out a rifle that they'll use for the duration of the class, one that fits it's got the right length butt plate on it and all that kind of stuff. So we've got the luxury of having enough rifles, in spite of some of them being at the bottom of the ocean now. But we've got enough rifles that we can dedicate 15 rifles just to the marksmanship kids and another 12 just to the beginners class.
Yep.
Yeah, you got a great location too, Ken.
Thank you. It works good.
Yeah.
Where we set it up in the main meeting room there. It's just enough room.
Oh, it's nice.
Wouldn't want to be any smaller. But if anybody would like to come, you're sure more than welcome. Come and set in and see what we're doing.
I'll be interested in it down the road. I shot competition in college, just both junior and senior. Of course, we're using wheel guns for handguns, and then some other places I've caught competitions. I'd like to see this competition.
Cool.
Yeah. We always have class competition in the 9th week too. We start out, that first night is all safety and so forth, and pick out a rifle, and then the instruction starts after that. We start on bench rest, and then we go to prone, and then standing. Well, I don't know the exact order. Prone, standing, kneeling. That's the CMP order of it.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
prone, standing, kneeling, and we end up in about the 6th, 7th week. They've been through all the instruction pretty well, and they can just hone their skills. Practice, practice, practice.
Practice,
Then
practice,
in the
practice.
Yep. Then in the 9th week, we have a class competition. And I'd say the girls have won that about half the time too.
They haven't
do
learned
real-
any bad habits.
That's right. They don't come in thinking they're Rambo or somebody. So
Hey,
then
Ken,
10th week. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna. Are you done, Ken?
Yeah, I was just going to say in the 10th week, then we have an awards ceremony, and we have pizza and have all the kids and their parents and everybody in. And we give them awards for first, second, third place in the competition, and an Eagle Eye Award if they shoot a bullseye during the competition. Uh, what else? That's the main ones, I guess. All of them get a completion certificate.
Yep.
So
Fabulous.
it's good to recognize them, that.
Absolutely. We had some money donated to our program, so a couple years back, we had a bunch of T-shirts made with the Post logo on it and Young Guns. So we get them for each of the students along with their certificate. Man, they really like that T-shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll bet. Yeah, we do for marksmanship. Then what we do is give them an orange vest like the ones we wear. They get an orange vest, and they get a air rifle. What is it? Air rifle patch from the NRA that shows they've completed that. We give them a junior shooting sports patch from the American Legion, and then as they gain more and more skill, they get a pro marksman rocker, a marksman rocker, and so forth to put on their vest. So some kids really go for that too, but T-shirts they'd probably like even better.
Have you guys thought about partnering up with the Boy Scout troop, because there's merit badges for shooting?
Yes, we have. In fact, we have a Boy Scout venture crew we're working with right now.
That's high school, but you've got the ones that are not in high school. There's shooting patch you can get. Good, thank you.
Yeah.
Hey,
So-
Tina, I think you had some questions.
Well, yeah, my question was just how long has this program been going? Not the overall program, but the specific one that you're running.
Well, at 209, we've been since the fall of 2013. So 9 years.
Yeah, we started at Post 2008. I want to say 5 years ago.
And I think Post 2 in Pueblo, their program has been running since about 2005. That's the only in-house programs that I know of.
I
If there are
don't
more,
know. I don't know about 178.
Yeah, 178 in Arvada, I had heard that they had a program. And I called up there and I talked to the commander even, and they said, no, we don't have any program. So I don't know what the deal is with that. But I know that they have, in fact, they even brought someone to the championship one year, I believe.
Yeah, they did.
So I don't know. I don't know why I couldn't find out anything, but anyway, that's what they told me. Other than that, that's the only programs I know of.
Okay.
We've, when I was the chairman before, we went out to a couple different places and, presented that was kind of the slides like you have here and so forth. And people seem really interested, but then you talk to them later and they just can't get it off the ground because they can't get much help. So
Yeah, I get that too. I know Post 1 would like to have a program, but getting it set up, getting them going is the difficult part.
we've always said we'd be glad to help them get started, help them with the grant, help them whatever, be there on the first night, get them going. But they just, I don't know. It's just hard to get it started. Post 38 here in the Springs or Security Widefield has been toying with it for 3 or 4 years, and they still don't have anything going. So I don't know. I guess it's just a lot of commitment and people don't want to devote that much time to it. That's part of it anyway.
Yep. Is that all you had, Tina?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. All right. Well, I can stop this share. Thank you all for coming out. I appreciate your time.
Yep.
I will go ahead and get this recording sent in to department. It'll appear on the website. I don't have anything else, Larry.
No, I don't have anything else either. Anything I can do to help, please give me a holler. Like I said, if I don't have the answer, I get a hold of Ken and we'll get it back to you.
Anyone that would like to contact me directly, 719-761-4047. Just give me a call. And I've had calls from California and a lot of places.
I know I've sent you a couple of young men. I don't know if they worked out or not, but they were
I don't really remember the names, but yes,
they
I
were
know
in
one.
nearby, not close, but not too far away from Colorado Springs. So
Right.
Okay.
It's a good program. Kids learn discipline, learn a lot from it.
Yes, sir.
that's
All
all.
right, folks. I'm sorry, Larry.
That's all I have.
All right, folks. I appreciate your time. Thank you very much. Y'all have a great evening.
Thank you.
Thank you. You all too.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.